Welcome to Azelinguistics. This channel is about all things linguistic, discussing topics in phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and sociolinguistics. So let's see what we've got today. We have covered two phonological processes so far. We have covered assimilation, and then we had dissimilation. So the third phonological process that I'm going to discuss is going to be deletion, which may also be referred to as elision. These are basically two different names for the same process. Okay? So in assimilation, we had two sounds becoming more similar to each other than they originally were. In dissimilation, you have two sounds becoming less similar to each other. In deletion, we have a sound being deleted, as the name suggests. So if I want to show it in technical notation, so we have sound X, which becomes nothing. It means that's what deletion is. Something becomes nothing. So how does that make sense? Like, give me an example, right? We already had an English word, handbag, which we discussed in assimilation. But we had handbag becoming handbag. So what is happening here? The is deleted. It becomes nothing, just disappears, becomes nothing. Handbag becomes handbag. Of course, we also had it becoming handbag, but that was a process of assimilation of na to ba. But that's not relevant here. So my point is, we can say that sometimes a word undergoes more than one phonological process, because then you have na ba, and as you know in the chart, na is alveolar and ba is bilabial. What is happening is we turn na to ma. We change the place of articulation from the alveolar ridge to the bilabial position, two lips. Alveolar ridge, two lips, ma, because this is also two lips. So this is a process of assimilation. And it's, of course, regressive assimilation, contiguous regressive assimilation. So the word handbag in rapid speech becomes handbag, and from handbag to handbag, two phonological processes have happened. First of all, we had deletion, which is the topic here. We have deletion of the. Second, we have the assimilation of na to ba becoming ma. So handbag becoming handbag. Okay, so another example. The word family, it's transcribed as family, but it becomes family becomes family. So what is happening here is this sound is dropped. So family becomes family. It's deleted. It's elided. The technical, so the verb for elision is elide. Yeah, so there's a particular way of pronouncing English in the UK, it's a particular accent, which is called Cockney English. In Cockney English, we have, of course, it's different from British or standard American English in certain ways, One of the differences is in a thing which is called H dropping. So basically what they do, they systematically drop the H. For example, the word happy, they would say happy. I'm quite happy. So H dropping is systematic deletion of H in English words in the Cockney accent. In Standard British and Standard American English, and Standard British is called RP or RP as they say, which is the received pronunciation. Yeah, in RP or Standard General American English, it's pronounced. In the name there is no ha, it's H, but the word is happy, it's not happy. But interestingly, in French, they don't also have ha, and they also pronounce the word happy as happy. And so that's also an example of deletion. I'm going to give examples from vernacular Tehran Persian. In a normally rapid pace, the word for they eat, technically, it should be mikhorand. But what happens is the sound that I have highlighted is usually elided, it's deleted, and the speakers just say mikhorand. And the reason I put they in parentheses is because the word they here doesn't exist, so it's part of the verb. There is a word for they, but you don't have to say it because this part is conjugated for third person plural, but then the de part is usually elided most of the time. Another example is the progressive verb. They are eating, darand mikhorand, but it becomes daran mikhorand because it's two verbs, so you have twice daran mikhorand. You see, two deletions here. Another example, again from Persian, the word for stop or station is istgah, then it becomes isga. So both ta and ha are dropped. So usually you would hear just isga. You don't say istgah. So the point here, if you look, there's a pattern in my examples. You have one word, one deletion, two words, two deletion, but then one word, two deletions, right? Based on a conversation with my Mexican friend, the word obscuro, which means dark, has become oscuro now. So it means the ba has dropped, right? Elided, has been elided. It's become oscuro. So interestingly, up until a few years ago, like maybe 10 years ago, and this is anecdotal, so feel free to comment in the comment section if you have other experience or knowledge. But based on this anecdote from a friend, obscuro was the formal one and the correct one, the prescribed standard form. So in writing, if you went to school, you had to write obscuro at college. But now, after these years, the form oscuro has become totally acceptable, even in formal settings. So if you're writing a college paper, you can write oscuro and your professor wouldn't correct you. And obscuro has become the pretentious form. But yeah, that's an interesting story of a deletion in this Mexican context based on a friendly anecdote. Thanks for your time and attention, and see you again soon.